Okay, I was just watching the last video that I made and I realized I look like total crud, but you know what, I don't care because I feel like I really need to be sharing this stuff that I have written. I want to share this other thing with you that I wrote July the 18th, 2016. I was with my family. We were taking a vacation in Chattanooga, which I'm fascinated with that place. I never thought about it before until I went with my husband to, he ran a race there in Signal Mountain, and I was just, it's like there's this number 153 that I keep seeing everywhere. 153. Oh, it's just like stalking me, this number, but yeah, you get a certain amount of comfort whenever I see it. It's the strangest thing. But anyway, we had rented a pontoon boat and we were cruising there on the Tennessee River. I think that's the river. But anyway, I was laying in the front with the little door open, and all of a sudden I started having these thoughts. And whenever this happens to me, sometimes I'm just like compelled to write it down. So I just have to read to you. I was just laying in the front of the boat and the water was kind of splashing up, and it's like I went into like just a meditative state. It was the strangest thing that ever happened to me. It was really weird. And my kids or whatever just all kind of hanging out back there and, you know, riding in the boat, and it was very interesting. But anyway, let me read this to you. It was July the 18th, 2016. Okay. Today, I'll just turn it so you can read along with me. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Today is the Greater Hajj. Millions of Muslims are gathered together, performing the ritual that may very well bring forth the Mahdi. More Muslims than ever before are there, and their hatred toward Israel and America are stronger than it has ever been. Fever pitch. Tribulation is coming. Indeed, it is here. Put away your materialism. Your stuff won't mean anything to you soon. Your purses and pretty things you will soon be ashamed of. You will soon be thankful for the air that you breathe. Clean your spiritual house that it may be filled with my spirit. Cast out the garbage. You know what it is, though you don't want to admit it. Forgive them. You must forgive them no matter what, because what you sow, you will reap. Any unforgiveness you harbor will heap my unforgiveness upon you. And that filthy prejudice, cast it out. Prejudice that was bred into you, get rid of it. Against other races, against other genders, against the immigrants, against other religions, against those who look and dress differently than you. Get it out of you, because if you don't, I will heap that upon you. Their witchcraft, the Muslims, are giving power to the demons. Those who aren't filled with my spirit will be harassed. Those who have not my son's blood covering them will be possessed by them. They will continue to make mothers kill their children, and fathers to kill their parents, and children to kill their siblings. It will increase to a fever pitch. But to those who strive to be perfect, I will not allow those demons to touch them. I will cover my people completely. You can't be perfect on your own, but when you strive to have my son's mind, you can and will. Watch my messengers, the hurricanes. They will devastate mankind, just as mankind have destroyed my word. I will remove man from the world because man thought he could remove me from my own creation. You'd better choose joy. Your negative thought is a conduit for the enemy to tempt you. I am love. If you feel anger or oppression or frustration or fear, you will be molested by the enemy. You can choose not to feel those things. You have control. If you feel anger, fear, or jealousy, if you are prideful, and many of you are even though you don't think you are. If you harbor unforgiveness, if you doubt my power and my goodness, you are not completely my children. That means I would share custody of you with the enemy, and I will not share my glory with another. It is all or nothing. I will vomit out lukewarm. If you aren't completely mine, I will turn you over to the enemy in the time that is coming and is almost here. The time is coming where the door is shut. Indeed, it is almost here. Open your mouth. Tell them, or their blood is on your hands. Tell them, or they are doomed to torment in this life and everlasting torment in the second death. I have moved out of my place. I am soon to arrive. I bring with me sudden destruction, and they shall know I am Yahweh. The waters are heating up to boiling. Beneath the waves lie mountains of fire. This is how the sea life, 1/3 of it will die. The bases beneath the waters on the floor of the ocean will become kilns to those who inhabit them. And then those above the surface will suffocate. The ashy dark clouds will blacken out the sun and the moon while the ash settles into the atmosphere. The glassy ash will act as razor blades as the people inhale, slicing the tender flesh of the lungs. Many of the foolish virgins will suffer, and they will understand why those in the days of old knew that this is judgment. They will understand the symbolism of repenting in sackcloth and ashes. This entire world, I made it to symbolize the spiritual world. The mountains stand high above the hills and the valleys. The government stands and exalts itself above the common man and the lowly person. The common man and the lowly, the poor. The waters lie beneath the mountains, just as the populace lies beneath the king. When the waters gather for a common purpose, united, not divided, their roar frightens the mountains. When the waters unite in a common person, their waves roll onto the beaches and may cover the hills and strike fear into the hearts of the mountains. The waters are coming alive, both spiritually and in the material world. The waves and the seas are roaring. The divided populace strikes against each other and themselves. The sleeping giant has awakened. Divided, none of them. Their groups will stand against the mountains who have fabricated all the events by paying the hills and the mountains streams as they trickle down. Then again, there are those waters from the fresh, pure streams that will mingle into the polluted waters, sharing the good news of my son's sacrifice. It is through their testimony, the way that I cleanse their filth out of the muddy waters of the world, that will defeat the fowls of the air and the wicked powers in high places. Those winged fowl that were created on a day before I created you, they have been around since days of old. They have followed your spirit across eons, so they know everything about you, even things you don't know about yourself. So that is the spirit world, and the material world reflects the spiritual. The war that comes will coincide happenings in the heaven. The earth will reflect the emotion, the anger, and the violence of her inhabitants. She will tremble and quake at my messengers, the hurricanes. Hurricanes will annihilate the waters who have rejected my son, the ark, who will take the saved ones above the turmoil of the water. My son is the ark of the covenant. The ark who brought the covenant down through the ages to my people who are now lost in the wilderness. The water has swallowed up my people, hiding them in the different colors of flesh. They have no idea who they are. They have no idea what they can do. Their identity is disabled because of genetic meddling. This is why I commanded that creating ceased. But they have picked it up again and are creating abominations. You will soon see the Egyptian gods again. They are merely chimeras, and their makers worship them. But with the coming of the Son of the Creator, my people will be revealed, and their identities will be reestablished, and their glorified bodies restored through the cleansing of their blood and DNA reactivation. Their answers are in your movies. They know what happened, but deny what is about to happen. The heavens will reflect the spiritual heaven. just as the earth reflects her spiritual counterpart, just as the missiles begin to fly and the atoms and neutrons are manipulated, indeed with weapons you can't imagine, my seals will continue to open. The asteroids will strike, and fire and brimstone will burn the earth's inhabitants to a crisp. The waters will cover the coastlines and millions will perish. When the scorpions are unleashed, they will be fiery hailstones that fall as their stings torment mankind, or what is left of it. And many of my people who were the foolish virgins will lament their love of the world. They will suffer from starvation and pestilence and war, and death will be my gift to them, because there will be those who have given up their souls in exchange for immortality, whose souls reside within machines. Death, the sweet release of death, will be their greatest desire and prayer, and those who endure to the end shall be saved. To be starved, beaten, raped, beheaded, and continue to endure even to the end will bring such unimaginable blessings to those who endure for the rest of eternity. So, I promise, I don't see how I could have come up with all that stuff. I don't know what it means. I don't know what half of it means. Like that, the symbolism of the mountains and the waters and all of that stuff. I just read this and I'm like, where the heck did that come from? And, I go back and I read it and I think, what do I do with it? Why did he show this to me? Is it even true? Did I... What's up? What's the point of it? I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, anyway, the people who reside beneath the waters will become kiln, and glass in your lungs. I mean, good grief. I just write these things. I'm like, I would be a great movie writer, script kind of person. But anyway, I'm sure I'm not the only one having these kind of dreams or thoughts. I don't even know what to call it. What would you call it? I don't know what to call it. Anyway, can you tell I'm delirious? I think I'm going to lean this seat back here in just a second and take a nap. Pray for my mom, please. Talk to you later. Bye.